Hello YouTube, welcome back to G-Pop's Adventures. This is probably day 3 of working on the garage or carport, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of half and half right now. So me and the wife, and I had to have help, like the guys that delivered the material told me I would need help. So the wife and I put those 2 panels up yesterday. And then today we put these 2 panels up. Each of those panels is like 3 feet. These 2 up. And so we've got one more panel. And that goes up there. And that is going to be a very difficult one to put up. I'm toying with the idea of overlapping, like cutting one half over the door. But it would have to go to that steel beam there, the steel post, because it would need to be screwed in here with the one from the opposite side coming this way. And I don't know if that's a good thing to do, but it's going to be difficult, as I would have to measure over from that end to here and then go up ever how many inches that is. So I guess I'd have to get a measurement. I got to have enough clearance for it to go in against the door on both sides. So that means another measurement from that post to here. The actual measurements to the posts aren't exactly critical, because you can always come along and cut the excess off with a angle grinder. But the clearances here and up there are critical. Also, to get this installed properly, the bolts, the bottom bolts, are probably the bottom 2 bolts in the center one, and then each of the other 2 bolts over there are going to have to be removed, and the panel goes up under that. So what I'm talking about is like this. Where is it? Okay, here is the, see the curved part. This is overlapped here, so the one on top has to be over the one on the bottom. Each of these have the same profile underneath. It's just that this one has to be on top to shed rain. So, and you can see that I've got that off a little bit there. This is not exactly square, I found out. And so I knew that, and I was taking measurements, and I had the red side down, and I didn't switch the measurements. So the measurement here I should have put up there, and the measurement up there I should have put down here. So I had the white side up because it's easier to mark it on the white side. Anyway, I guess I'm just now going to have to do a piece of trim, or I don't know, take it down and do the measurements right. Maybe too late for that, but I do have some excess over here, so I actually could do what I said. So I could cut the bottom side off there to the dimension that it's supposed to be, and then that would allow the whole thing to move over, and I've still got plenty of metal here that I could I could let it slip over. then I'd probably have trouble with the bolts because the holes would be there, and oh well. Anyway, that's where I stand on the garage, and the door is completely installed now. I was able to go inside and finish the framing and put the hinge, the long screw into the hinges. And so that's all set. So for the back side, I just got one more piece of panel to go up there, and you can see it's pretty tall. There's like, out here is like 3 feet just to the base of the thing. And there's really no way to put a ladder up there, but you got to get up there. I mean, what I need is a ladder that will sit there and be straight up and then angle out to about right in here, so that you've got a nice 45-degree, well, won't be 45, it will be more like 60 degrees angle up there. The people that built this thing originally, they did have those ladders where you could bend them at the top. It was like a dual step ladder, and they were telescoping, so you could go up quite a ways. And that's what they did when they put the siding on here. They and up there, that siding, oh, I'm sorry, they put that siding on before they ever put this this last piece up, and they did the same thing on the front. Anyway, for putting this one up, they had those they had their ladders sitting on this rock wall, and then their end of the ladder was out about right there. So I guess I'll have to come up with something like that. But what I was thinking about doing was using a 2x4. That we used a 2x4. We put it up in the center to keep it from falling over, and it really supported it fairly nicely. So I'm thinking that maybe putting a screw, cutting like a 60-degree or angle on the end of the 2x4, and then putting the screw in the opposite way into the panel, and then we could walk that thing up the building. That may be harder than it sounds. But anyway, I got that much done. Okay, so I'm sorry I didn't record any of that we were doing today. I just slipped my mind. I'll do better tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow I'm probably going to be working on concrete. Like this side here is lower, and you can see that there's a depression. So there's I need to fill all that in. Hello YouTube, welcome back to G-Pop's Adventures. So, remember I had the problem with the top panel, that there was no way to get it up there with the equipment I had. And then I got to realizing that I have a ladder. And if I put the ladder up above the steel beam, if I put the ladder on right over that metal post right there, and I put another ladder over that metal post, then I can put a rope across the very top rung of the ladder. Or actually, I would probably have to put a board across through there, so that I could run a rope across the top of it and lift the board up that way. So I'm going to need a rope. I'm going to need my other ladder. And this ladder is a shorter ladder than the other one I have, so I'll have to put him over here. So let me put you on the stand and we'll see how this is going to work. And then the other question my wife asked last night was, okay, what are you going to stand on? And the answer is, I'll stand on the ladder that's holding the board up. I guess I should turn the ladder around and raise it up some. Oh well, I guess I need a new rope. Okay, so I got the other ladder. This thing is a much taller ladder. It is much heavier and it has adjustable legs on it. Isn't that cool? So I won't have to do any adjustment with bricks or anything like that. Now I've got to get rope. So I'll turn you off again and get the rope. Okay, so I didn't have enough height above the ladder on this side, so I had to bring it up, bring the extension up another notch. Now I've got to reposition the base. Okay, somehow I got to figure out how to measure the distance between that post and this post, because it's not exactly square. And I think what I plan on doing is just putting the entire panel up there. I'm going to get a 2x2 out of the shed. I'm going to put it between those two. I'll probably have to use two of them together, screw them together. And then I'll put a C-clamp on the end of it. That'll pinch the board, and then I can tie the rope to the C-clamp. And that should be enough to be able to raise it up. So now I need to know how long that is. And I gotta measure it up there. So I guess somehow measure the bottom and estimate the difference. I've got a scaffolding right there that I can get on. So that's what I plan on doing. Okay, so I measured on the top of the beam, top, just under the very eave of the house, and along the bottom where the bottom of the panel is going to go. And so it's 288.25 inches on both the top and the bottom. Now, that's what I'm going to cut it to, but I'm hoping like heck that there's not too much of a difference in the angle between this bracket and that bracket. I know they're not square, but I'm hoping it's not enough to make any difference. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so this is working out pretty good, I think. It's probably scratching the crap out of the paneling, but that's something you got to deal with. he might be in the way, but he ain't in the way yet. But if you can push it in, that'd be good. No, don't worry about it. It's locked up, locked in, I guess. But got a good picture of the ground though. I probably ought to stop it and restart it. That way I know I can delete when it hits the ground. Well, you can watch me on maybe that camera.
Well, I can watch you on the security camera.
That's what I said.
That's what I'll do.
Okay, YouTube, I've got the back completely done except for the trim on that corner and the trim on this corner. Also, I got put one more bolt in that corner up there. First rib down from where it touches the ceiling. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do today. It's hot. It was 99 degrees in the sun yesterday. It was 90 in the shade. And I think it's going to be over 100 today here in East Tennessee. And this is just, kind of the end of June. So what's it going to be like in July and August? It's going to be hot. All right, that's all for now. Bye, YouTube.